Hello, my knights and knighties, and welcome to the 40th episode of MidKnight Expressions, titled Dogma. What was lost? With the People's Artist underway, I will be doing things a little bit different with my third release from the Madman. The face paint is on. The original song is something unique titled Fire Dancers, and this next release is the A-Cappella edition. Click the links in the description to see my official entry into the People's Artist presented by Johnny Depp. To accompany this, let's have a thought-provoking conversation with Hypatia of Alexandria, student and teacher edition. Hypatia was born somewhere between 350 and 370 AD and died in March 415 AD, was a Neoplatonist philosopher, astronomer, a mathematician who lived in Alexandria at the time in the province of Egypt and a major city of the Roman Empire. In Alexandria, Hypatia was a prominent thinker who taught subjects including philosophy and astronomy, and in her lifetime was renowned as a great teacher and a wise counselor. She was not the only 4th century Alexandrian female mathematician. Hypatia was preceded by Pandrosion. However, Hypatia is the first female mathematician whose life is reasonably well recorded. She wrote a commentary on Diophantus' 13th volume of Arithmetica, which may survive in part, having been interpolated into Diophantus' original text. Other authored commentary on Apollos of Paganis's treatise on the cosmic section, which has not yet survived. Many modern scholars also believe that Hypatia may have edited the surviving text of the Pythagoreanist Almagistics or Almach, based on the title of her father's, Theon's, commentaries on Book 3 of the Almagist or Alchemic. Please see Wikipedia for much more in-depth knowledge. Hypatia was the daughter of Theon of Alexandria, who was a scholar, a mathematician, and a professor, only to be surpassed by his daughter as the head of the school. Hypatia was murdered by Christian zealots known as the Parabellion, or the followers of Peter, targeting her because of her immense political influences and philosophical standings. I must make this very clear. Christianity is not the only religion that uses its faith as an excuse or God-given right to perform the most atrocious acts. There are many other religions around the world that use a belief system as a right to do horrible things to others and to themselves. This is only a historical fact that I am presenting to encourage a thought-provoking conversation, to enlighten, and to introduce you to a historical person who I find fascinating. Hypatia lived to see the great library of Alexandria burn. She accepted and befriended a diverse community ranging from pagans, Jews, and Christians, and many, many more. Hypatia, or Hypatia, was a teacher of both men and women. She was respected as one of the most intellectual women of her time. She saw the planets as both mathematical and divine, much like Galileo. It was Theophilus and later Cyril of Alexandria, who was later made a saint by the church in 412 AD, that sought power by closing down the Novatian churches and confiscating property, instigating the expulsion of the Jewish community from Alexandria. The suppression of women and the sacred feminine apex happened in the 4th and 5th century and had been happening for centuries beforehand. Law was a male-dominated sphere that began the suppression, forcing the sacred feminine into the role of a housekeeper, no longer allowed to be priestesses by the eradication of the pagan ideologies. The murder of Hypatia in 415 AD serves as the ultimate symbol of that era. She was not just a philosopher. She represented the independent, rational, and classical female voice of Alexandria that could not be tolerated by a dogmatic, patriarchal hierarchy. The sacred feminine took centuries to be repressed, possibly starting with the Neolithic transition as a shift from the sacred feminine to the rise of the agrarian militaristic societies thousands of years prior, replacing the elder, earth-based, and maternal spiritual systems. But it was not just women. There is a vast number of heretics, gay men, who were executed because of a God-given right. We should all think about that. Codification of law, such as the Codex of Justinianus, created just a century later, took hold. Women's property, legal, and educational rights were sharply curtailed throughout the Mediterranean. Again, I feel it necessary to point out that Christianity is not the only religion to suppress the sacred feminine, nor the eradication of all other belief systems. There are many religions still practicing this form of blind hatred as a God-given right. Now that the fire has been lit, now that we are all paying this toll, now after we have taken gods and made them devils, after 5 million witches were burned, I gift you Fire Dancers, the A-Cappella, my official entry into the People's Artist. We welcome your help and support. Feel free to reach out and collaborate or donate at ko-fi.com. Sir David Evil MidKnight. Yours, the honestly evil Sir David Evil MidKnight. Lyrics, music, and mediums composed by Sir David Evil MidKnight. All rights held by this composer, Sir David Evil MidKnight. Thank you for watching MidKnight Expressions. Click to subscribe or become a full member to see full content. Click the link below to see more MidKnight Expressions. Yours, Sir David Evil MidKnight.